Okay, it is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. Call the meeting to order. Please stand. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Born and unborn.
Okay, minutes and reports received and filed.
December 2019 collector fees filed.
Okay, Commissioner Committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings and events.
Since I already gave the surprise away, we got Bill's retirement thing at the city council tonight. Council for Drug-Free Youth Annual Planning Report at 5:30 tonight at the Hawthorne Bank Community Room. Got a meeting with some residents tomorrow down on Lock and Dam Road, got some questions and stuff. We got a meeting Thursday morning, closed session, and Chamber Gala Friday night. Chili supper at St. Francis Xavier Saturday night. That's about it till the next one.
So we had the Heartland Port Authority meeting this morning. So I still have that feral hog rally at the Capitol somewhere tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna go, if I don't know where they're gonna be. Looks like a pretty light week. That's it.
I doubt it's gonna be outside. Surely you got somewhere inside to meet on that.
I don't know.
And they're calling for some ice in the morning.
Yeah, they're talking like this, the rest of this week would be fun. Okay, well, I won't be there tonight, Bill, because I got Cap Region Board meeting. So it was kind of, okay, City Council, Cap Region.
I'll go to the board meeting, you go with me.
Yeah. Wednesday, I've got Legends Bank Board. Thursday, I've got Commission. Friday, I've got a Patriots Day meeting at noon. Steve Surlock and the group are trying to do more for September 11th, and we're talking a parade and some other stuff. And then Gala, Saturday, the Sons of American Revolution are having their state meeting over at John's. And that's all I've got. And Melissa's not here yet, so we will go past that. Any commission comments?
Not yet.
Bids and
Sorry.
contracts. Signing of the 2019 Equitable Sharing Agreement and certification.
I'll give you the form, but it's the sheriff's.
The
This is the
sheriff's?
report that we have to do every year for the money that we seize. It goes towards Mustang for equipment and buy money. We do it every year. Yeah, Jill's already looked at it.
Okay.
Yeah, just the annual forfeiture report.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Move that we approve and sign the equitable sharing agreement and certification with
Annual
Uh-huh.
forfeiture report.
yeah, but who's the agreement with?
Federal government.
Okay. With the federal government.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank
Approval
you.
and signing of sole source renewal 2020 SS02 Henry M. Atkins and Son Incorporated for the clerk's office.
This is a sole source renewal with Henry M. Atkins for the printing and programming of the election ballots. We've used them for the past 4 years.
This is for the ballots?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I move that we approve and sign the sole source renewal with Henry M. Atkins and Sons.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval and signing of 2017-41 R2 Pest Management Services.
This is renewal number 2 for pest management services with Mike's Pest Control. There's been no change in price from the previous years, so we're recommending staying with them.
Move that we approve and sign renewal number 2 with Mike's Pest Control.
Second.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then Larry had asked that I move him to the end, and I see Melissa is here, so we'll go back to just a short 2020 census presentation. We had a meeting, I don't know when.
Begin March, U.S. Census Bureau will travel across the country to participate in the 2020 census. Well, what is a census? Simply put, the census is a count of every person living in the United States. The government represents the people. The U.S. Constitution requires a population every 10 years. Ever since 1790, the census has determined the number of seats each state needs in the U.S. House of Representatives. It is, and always has been, a cornerstone of our democracy. We still use it to determine representation, but leaders also use the data to make decisions. Your response helps guide planning for the future of our communities. The 2020 census will help inform decisions on how billions of dollars are allocated annually for critical public services like roads, schools, hospitals and healthcare clinics, fire urgent services, and hundreds of other programs. In 2020, for the first time, you'll be able to complete the census online, by phone, or by mail. It asks a few simple questions, like how many people live in your home first, including their age and sex, and if there are any children living there. You should know that by law, all census responses are completely confidential, and your personal information cannot be shared with any law enforcement agency. Every person counts, no matter who you are or where you live. Your family has participated for decades, where the 2020 census will be your first. We all have a role in shaping the future of our country.
Okay, I don't know what the technical issue was with that. It was kind of lagging, but that is a brief synopsis.
That's put out by the federal government,
Yeah,
so.
and I'll put that on our website and I think it's our connection, it's on our connection.
Oh,
We do have Google Play.
But I'll put it on the website and, on our Facebook page also, gives a good overview of why the census is important.
Yeah. And we had a meeting, and we have a local representative, she was there. They need 600 people, census workers in Cole County, and I think we're about halfway there.
Yeah, she actually said that they
Yeah,
increased.
so,
And they had a couple of recruiting events over the weekend.
yeah.
So I don't know how many people actually made it out with the weather, but, I think they're
Yeah.
planning a lot more of those types of things, so.
It's a good, if you've got, children that are gonna be home for the summer, you've gotta be 18 years old. You can work 20 to 40 hours a week. It's $17 an hour and 58 cents a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not wouldn't be a bad job for your college kids, or if you've got high school kids who are over 18, it'd be a good paying job, so.
And I did post on our Facebook page a short video of what that job entails, so, you can go out there and look.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's gonna do it online, or the majority are gonna do it online, and the census workers will go out to those who didn't respond, but it's 9 questions. I was told 10 questions, and I was corrected that it was 9 questions. So it's 9 or 10 questions is what you will be asked to fill out. And
When does that start then?
thing I heard in the paper that starts in March, although they've already counted, that article yesterday, they started counting in Alaska. But April 1st is like Census Day, and then after that, those who haven't responded, that's, the census workers will go out and knock on a door and just, you know, try to find the people that were, because we need everybody to count. We need to count
There may be
everybody.
people out there now checking addresses and stuff too. So,
Yeah.
But they'll have a tag kind of like this. They'll identify themselves as census workers.
Yeah. And they will not be asking for social security numbers, bank account, or anything like that. So because I worry, you know, there's going to be some scammers out there too, so.
Yeah.
But it's, we need to count everybody, so. Okay, thank you, ma'am. We still don't have Larry Vincent, so we will go to unfinished business. Any unfinished business? New business, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Capital improvement for iPad purchase.
This was an item that I brought to the commission back during our budget time. That was to purchase 8 iPads for our deputies, so that it cuts down on our overtime that we have, but also it gives us the ability to take care of issues where we don't have to come into the office once we leave the office at 4 o'clock. We looked at that purchase for 8 iPads cases, and the all programming, it's $4,900, and I thought that we were going to be able to use the iPads that we had with EMS, but they would not be supported by the State Courts Administrator's Office, and these are, because these would be actually purchased right through the state and maintained by them. And I believe this item was placed in our capital items budget for this coming year.
So the state's gonna will purchase?
No,
No.
we will purchase through the state, and then they will then maintain it for us, because it'll be an item that we get through them, and it will have the warranties through the Office of State Court Administrator's Office.
So there'll be any software or any
All
apps
this-
that you'll have to put on that?
Everything that's identified in that $4,900 is all covered, because they would actually put all the software and programming on that iPad through the State Courts Administrator's Office. It will be Wi-Fi supported, so we would not be looking for any data to be used during this time period, because it'll be all Wi-Fi supported. So it would not be any additional costs once we get that.
And these would be for what staff?
My deputy juvenile officers.
Questions? Guys good with it?
I'm
or-
fine, yeah.
Yep.
Do I have the go-ahead to contact the State Court Administrator's Office? I have to go through them to get it, and then they will then bill us back.
I move that we approve the purchases of the iPad for $4,900.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, you have our blessing.
What are you, Pastor Sam up here? or-
Sure.
Wow.
Hey, I've been ushering this month, man, I really feel, yeah,
So you can take money, but you can give the blessing too?
yeah. I only take
Prior to me.
10%, you know.
You can only take 10%.
MOU for.
Right out of the plate, huh?
MOU for hazardous mitigation grant for Midmo RPC. He had the Housing Authority meeting, so we might go into closed session, and we'll just come back into open session.
Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. So this is the it's an agreement between the RPC and the county for them to complete our hazard mitigation plan. It's through SEMA, and basically SEMA is going to grant money to the RPC, so we're not having to pay cash out of pocket, out of budget, anything, as long as we can run it in kind, about $6,600 throughout the process of this. Happens every 5 years, and the RPC has a contract with the MACOG, the Council of Governments, to do them every time for every county. So if I just need a signature from you, Sam, on 3 of them, and then I can hand them back to Jennifer, and she could take them back to the RPC.
I move that we sign and approve the contract with the Mid-Missouri Regional Planning Commission for the hazard mitigation plan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. See how easy that was. She did a great job.
So we gotta get these signed, and then the clerk's gotta sign them as well before you can take your copy back. Well, so, I don't know, does Steve have to sign those? Is he here today? Okay,
We'll take some.
yeah, yeah.
So we have till April 30th of next year to get the plan to them?
Actually, Jeff, they'll start on it next year. So that's always a year or two in advance. to get the
Okay.
MOU.
I
It's
was
due in 2021, so.
wonder if those were April of this year would be too quick, probably, but.
They'll start on it probably June or July, and we'll be due April next year.
Gotcha. All right, thanks.
Okay, and I
About a
see.
6-month process.
Yeah, I figured it was longer than a 2 or 3 month, but April 20 or April 21 both seemed a little bit off kilter, so thank you.
Kristen, you need to review that too, or
I need a copy, for sure.
Okay?
just make sure you get Steve to sign off on
Yeah.
that too, so it's valid.
I see that Mr. Vincent has arrived, so we will go to approval of collector abatement. See how important you are? We just stop everything when you come in.
Where's that at?
Thank you.
Up here.
This is a property, 216 Chestnut, that taxes haven't been paid on it since 2005. It had a large lien on it from the city of Jefferson. They have agreed to abate their lien. And what I'd like for the county to do is abate the taxes on it. For that 15 years, it really comes up to a total of about $611. The collector's allowed to sell properties that don't sell at the delinquent tax sale over the counter. And what we're going to do is transfer this to the Habitat for Humanity to build a house on. So I'm asking the commission to abate the taxes. I don't know that there's going to be any for 2020, but this shows what was owed, the base taxes for 2019. I've included 2020 in the request. I don't know if it becomes, it will become tax-free when it goes to Habitat during the time they build on it. But I don't know if they get tax-free starting January 1 or it would be February 1 when they file the collector's deed.
Yeah, the
Good.
city's the one that's abating the greatest amount.
Right.
So,
Their portion owed right now is probably close to $90,000 at least.
yeah.
These people deceased or?
No,
just-
no.
They just
No, no.
left the property or abandoned it or?
Well, what happened, I believe, is the house had a fire. The city tore the house down, did the abatement on it, and the taxpayer never paid the taxes. We've offered it for sale several times. Because of the size of the lien and it kept growing, that it just, nobody ever
Right.
purchased it at the delinquent tax sale, so.
Okay, I was just curious.
No, he's come up, we've had issues with him out in the county too, so.
All right, we good?
Yeah.
I move that we abate the taxes on 206 Chestnut Street.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
So then, just so that the same thing doesn't happen as happened on that other one, when this does get finished by Habitat and goes back on the records, because I don't know where it fell through the cracks the last time on, you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there something
Soon as
in
we-
line here to make sure that don't happen again? Or is that just a one-time thing, you think? So what happens, they took over the property and it didn't get assessed, or they were told it wasn't supposed to be assessed. The bank sent the owner the money back, and they were actually supposed to be assessed, and it was just this kind of a mess.
Well, it should go in possession of Habitat for Humanity as soon as you transfer the title, right?
Right, but as soon as they put somebody in it, goes back on the tax rolls.
Why aren't they on the tax rolls?
Pardon?
Why aren't they on the tax rolls?
Habitat?
Yeah.
They're a tax exempt organization.
For property tax?
Yes.
It goes on once the resident
Yeah.
that bought the house, or is buying the house. And somewhere that fell through the cracks when it transferred from, I don't know, from where, it went from there to Habitat to, there were no taxes, and then, or it's tax exempt, I guess. Something when it went from the bank, or when it went through the recording process, or somewhere that it still said that it was tax exempt, so the bank sent the money back to the new homeowner, and then they came back and said, oh, by the way, you still owe it for last year. For 19 and 20, or was it 18 and 19?
It was 17 and 18, or 18 and 19. It was exempt in 17, it wasn't exempt in 18.
Yeah.
And they had actually been paying the bank, and then the bank, I noticed, said, well, you don't owe anything, so they sent the money back to the homeowner. So I was trying to make sure it doesn't happen again.
That didn't happen, that wasn't an error in our office.
No. No, I didn't. I mean, when it was actually recorded or something, if somewhere it didn't get transferred over to change the status of it from exempt to it actually being taxed, so.
Okay. Gosh, look at this. Do we have any other business to come before us before we go into closed session?
Well, you said you had port meeting this morning, so are they not letting us know when they're having port meetings, or was that a special one?
I have no idea. You should be on the list of notifications. Missy sent something out on Saturday about it. I thought I'd said something at the last meeting. There was a Port Authority meeting today. But if I did not, I apologize.
I didn't get anything from,
Well, I still wouldn't have looked at it until it got closer to today, and then
Right.
you were at it, and I didn't hear anything about it. Because, I mean, they're gonna be coming to us wanting money at some point, and
Oh, yeah, I got an invoice here. For this portion of the match for the MASBDA grant, so.
that'll be on upcoming agenda.
Yep, it's for 5685. So we are making progress on our MASBDA grant, and our information on our businesses and our products and stuff that are being shipped in and out of this area. So. And obviously, they talked about the land conveyance legislation too, so.
They get a status update on that, or how's that going? or
So it's
what
just
they
been
say?
filed and heard in committee.
So what's the step after they get the conveyance then?
So once they get the conveyance, then we have another USDA grant to go through the NEPA land clearances and try to make sure that the site's clean and ready to go. So anyway, there's We did have 3 new members put on the Port Authority this morning. Jeff Knott, Ann Perdalis, and Tom Brown. I'm sorry, Tom Woods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tom Woods out of Callaway County. One of
Yeah, he's good.
Roger's
He'll be
buddies,
a good-
so.
He'll be a good member.
Couple things that are coming up. They're having a Inland Waterways meeting here in Jefferson City on Tuesday, February 25th at the Doubletree. There is a reception that will follow.
Who's that for?
It's Inland Rivers, Ports and Terminals. It's basically all the Missouri river operators, Corps of Engineers, all the people that operate on the Missouri River will be there to discuss different things.
It's kind of like a MAC conference where
Yeah.
you got
Mhm.
all the stakeholders and stuff, so they gonna invite us, or is that just for a few people, or they gonna?
It's open invitation. There's a reception at 7 o'clock. I think we voted this morning to sponsor that. It's $350.
Talking about getting a director yet? Somebody to run it?
No, at this point, the chamber's still, doing the administration.
Yeah.
Still trying to get the top 20 or 30 of the larger businesses in town to give us the information for the survey. There was another meeting here in town too, and I'll get you the dates on that, so, what I do with that, so.
Will they send us out minutes or anything from the meeting today? Keep us in the
I
loop
can
with
have 'em-
stakeholders?
Yep, I can have them send those out.
I would think they would want us to know as much as possible about it. But I'll leave it at that.
No, they just want your money.
Anything else?
No? I don't think so.
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 in the revised statutes of Missouri for personnel issues sub 13.
Second.
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes? Yeah.
Hey,
Thought I was
Melissa,
gonna be
here's something
first.
I got in the mail.
All right.